We often look for lessons on resilience in heavy books or long lectures. But what if one of the best guides out there was actually hidden inside a song? Well, today, we're going to deconstruct the powerful message of hope in The Morning After and see if we can find a practical roadmap for navigating life's toughest moments. Let's dive in. So let's start with a question that, let's be honest, we all face sooner or later. When you feel completely overwhelmed, like you're caught in the middle of a great storm, what's the very first step? What are you actually supposed to do? Well, the answer is both incredibly simple and profoundly difficult. And here it is. The first step isn't something you do, it's something you believe. It's this simple, almost stubborn conviction that this darkness, this storm, it isn't permanent. This one single idea is the foundation for everything else that follows. It's a commitment that a new day isn't just possible, it's inevitable. But, to really appreciate the promise of that new day, we first have to look directly at the long night. The song paints a really vivid picture of what that struggle actually feels like when you're in it. The song's power really kicks off with its central metaphor, the storm. It's obviously not just about bad weather, right? It stands for any period of intense trial, a personal crisis, a major setback at work, or just that deep, gnawing uncertainty. It's this universal symbol for that feeling of total chaos. And the song is just brilliant at building this overwhelming feeling by layering these images. It's not just a storm, it's happening at night, it's filled with darkness, and it leaves you feeling completely lost, in this state of constant, aimless searching. This combination just perfectly captures that feeling of being completely surrounded by the problem, with no clear way out. But then, right in the middle of all that darkness, the song introduces a turning point. It offers up this glimmer of hope, and not just as a vague feeling, but as a genuine strategy for survival. And this is where that strategy becomes crystal clear. Hope isn't passive. The key words here are the verbs, find and keep on looking. See, the song is telling us that sunshine isn't just guaranteed to show up. It's something we have a chance to find, but only if we actively search for it. It's a continuous pursuit. So what this all really boils down to is that believing in the morning after is a conscious choice. It's a choice you have to make while it's still dark. It's the decision to look for the light, even when you can't see it yet. And that single choice, that's what fuels the entire journey forward. Okay, so we've got the problem and we've got the mindset, but how do you actually do it? Well, the song gives us a surprisingly clear how-to guide, breaking down the specific, actionable steps for getting through that storm. It's a really clear 4-step process. First, it starts with pure endurance. Just hold on. Then, you build on that with active hope. Keep looking. But the crucial pivot, and this is so important, is step 3. It moves from I to we by asking us to cross the bridge together. And finally, it asks us to look outward and give. It's such a powerful formula for resilience. And right here, we see maybe the most important strategic shift in the whole song. The struggle begins with an individual who is lost and searching, but the solution is explicitly collective. The message is just so clear. You don't get out of the storm alone. You cross the bridge together. The antidote to isolation is connection. All right, so we have a plan, but, any good plan needs a destination, right? So the song then gives us this clear vision of what we're all moving toward. What does that morning after actually look and feel like? What's so powerful about this line is how close it feels. The goal isn't some far-off, distant dream. It's waiting right outside. That phrasing makes the destination feel so tangible, so achievable, like it's just one final push away. And that is incredible motivation. And the song just builds this incredible sense of momentum toward the end. You really get this feeling of progress. You're no longer stuck. You're actively moving closer to the shore. And then comes the promise of a definitive end, a true escape from the darkness. And finally, you get this amazing sense of resolution. That aimless, anxious feeling of searching, it's going to be over, replaced by this feeling of peace and arrival. So the promise of the morning isn't abstract, it's incredibly concrete. It's a destination defined by safety, by warmth, and by a profound sense of peace. That is the reward for holding on. All right, let's bring this all home. Our final section is going to distill this entire journey down into one core concept, the true anatomy of hope as this song presents it. So, it all comes down to this. The resilience in this song isn't just one thing, it's a combination of two. You absolutely need that individual grit, that personal strength to hold on. But that's not enough on its own. You have to combine it with the strength of partnership, the courage to cross that bridge together. That combination, that is the true heart of the message. And that leaves us with one final, really powerful thought. The song argues that the morning after isn't something that just happens to us. It's a destination we choose to journey toward. And it all begins with a choice, made in the dark. So the question for you is, what choice will you make?